we're at the 38-minute mark. Start wrapping down. Anything you want to get off your mind, get off your chest? You need to confess any sins here today on the Two Buck Sports Show?
I have no sins I want to confess, but I will say that I know we talked about college football, and that's obviously in the NFL is coming, but literally right around the corner, the Grizzlies are about to go start training camp, and then all the buzz is going to be. I think this is one of the more important seasons that we've had in a long time. The expectations have kind of fallen a lot. Like they're like if you went over there and looked at FanDuel and looked at who to win the championship, at one point the Grizzlies were under the Pelicans as a favorite.
Oh, wow.
And so because of that, like the numbers are going to show from the sportsbook in Vegas that this is going to be a down year. I think this has a big opportunity for this fan base, that if for some reason this team can, rally around Ja and Jaren, and honestly, Ja just stay healthy, Jaren get healthy, Edie get healthy. I really think this is a team that, with everything that's, around the city, with they're trying to build up the downtown, they're trying to get people back in. This could be one of the more important seasons of franchise and the city's future going forward.
I agree 1,000% with you. We've talked about a lot of odds here recently, and one thing that stuck out to me is we were talking about San Antonio, and San Antonio, after they made the De'Aaron Fox move extension, their odds to make the playoffs are higher than the Memphis Grizzlies. That just kind of goes to show you their three most important players, and I'm not including De'Aaron Fox in that, but in their franchise right now, being Wemby, Dylan Harper, and Stephon Castle, are all three on rookie deals entering their first year, their second year, and their third year, and they still have higher odds than the Memphis Grizzlies, who have two max players and NBA champions that they added in the offseason. So I think it's critical. I think it's absolutely critical to be good this year. I think this is kind of a litmus test for Ja Morant as well. He seems to, his mindset always be at his best when he's considered an underdog. Yeah. And when you're considered the favorite, or, the guy, potential MVP in previous seasons, he just hasn't answered the bell, and he's found himself in a position to where you're an underdog again. Yep. So I think you excel there. I was extremely critical of Ja Morant last year when everybody else wanted to be critical of coaching and GMs. I was extremely critical of Ja Morant because I just don't really care about coaching that much. I don't think any coaching will cause Ja Morant a team that sucks, but Ja Morant's got to play. He played less than 60 games last year. He played less than that the year before because of injury and suspension. If Ja Morant and Jaren Jackson Jr. play basketball, I don't really care what the coaching staff looks like. I don't really care as much what the end of the bench looks like. You're going to win 40 or over 50 games if Ja Morant plays in over 60 games. I just believe
100%. 100%. And that's what, if you look at this team and how they're built, like, I think that Desmond Bane was a guy that you could depend on when Ja wasn't around. And, obviously Jaren has been the guy who has been healthy, and obviously he's not right now. But like next year, dude, KCP, I know a lot of people love him, and I think he's a good fit for this team, especially a short-term Band-Aid.
Right.
But he's not Desmond Bane. I just want to make that crystal clear across the board. Like, he's just not. And if Ja goes out, and then you possibly have Jaren already injured, like, this season could be bad quickly. So Ja, very important. He has to play because this team is, I wouldn't say more top heavy, but I don't think that the young guys we expected to be really good, I don't think they've really hit their their tier yet where they should be taking off. They need a little bit more time to develop. So this is a very iffy, it's a weird feeling for this season, but I'm excited. I think it has the most potential we've had in a long time.
Yeah, I agree. Tell me if I'm wrong here, because you look at what happened. They implemented the communist offense last fall practice, when they went into training camp. GG Jackson missed it, and he struggled all year long. He's young. That went into it a lot. Everything just felt like left-footed last year with GG Jackson. I believe it all started when you missed training camp and the implementation of a new offense in this training camp. You're doing it again this year. Jaren Jackson Jr. is missing training camp. I don't really care as much about Jaren. He's a vet. He's going to do what Jaren does. Zach Edey's missing training camp too. He is a cornerstone piece, and for everybody listening here, I'm taking my hate off of it. I hope he's good. I do hope he's good. Him being good means the Grizzlies are good, and I will gladly eat crow. But am I making too much of him missing training camp, considering he is in Sharpie at the 5 position? I mean, you can tattoo that on your body. He is going to be your starting 5 with your only relief being Jock Landale.
100%. And I think you're right. And you don't have any trepidation to be like, I guess, defensive of like these guys not going to training camp. You have a new coach. He has a new system. Everything needs to be implemented. And they might have time to, understand it better, seeing on the sidelines compared to being in the thick of things. But in the end of the day, you have one of the bigger pieces in Jaren that's going to be missing. So you're obviously going to have to bring both of those guys back with Edey and Jaren. Things will be different than if you had Jock Landale being there, as well as maybe Santi Aldama, who has to start the season. Like, there's a lot of things that are going to go into this. Like, does the starting lineup look like Ja Morant, Jalen Wells, KCP, Santi Aldama, and Jock Landale? Like, that's your starters for opening night?
Well, I'm still hoping that Jaren's back. It hasn't been ruled out yet that he's back, but I'm holding on to hope. But at that point, I think you start Santi at the 4 and Jock Landale or Brandon Clark. I think you probably have to go. I don't know.
Is BC healthy? Like, that's another one. There's so much unknown. I don't know what's happening.
This team last year caught more flack from me for one reason more than any others. And that's the fact that they were front runners. They could not course correct. They could not, when things went bad, they couldn't turn the tide. And that was in individual games, and it was also in the season.
Yeah.
I believe a lot of that rests at Ja Morant's feet. He's got to be the one to course correct, saying, hey guys, we're not going to do this. But Ja was nursing injuries and was obviously mad at coaching and front office and everything else. And he was not he just wasn't going to be the guy that did that. Right. This season can go bad early, but you've got to have Ja Morant bought in. Hopefully, if it's just the coach that was the problem, he can buy into the new coach and he will be a vocal leader that says, guys, we may struggle, but just wait till we get Jaren back. Wait till we get Edey back. We're going to be fine. Don't lose your heads. That's something that wasn't done last year. As season comes, I'm going to talk myself into that not being the case this year, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
We got to believe. I know that's just the old saying of the towel, the quote on there, but I think, as I said earlier, I think this could be one of the more important seasons, but also like the health has not been there, and that's nobody. I don't blame anybody in general. They even changed their medical staff, and it still didn't work. Like, we even got worse.
Go back.
And so who knows where do we go? We might let King Meeks be the medical team at that point. We don't know what to do.
Well, Rusty is now out of the profession, so don't call him. Not that I would recommend that anyways. Black Ninja DJ, he does say that the roster is more balanced and still have assets. I do believe that. I do believe that to be true. I do believe that hopefully if this works out and this is successful, a big reason why anyways, is because you replace Desmond Bane with 2 to 3 guys that can do it.
How is it more balanced? You literally have let's put KCP and Desmond Bane 1-on-1. Okay, that's the same. Like we just switched those guys. When you're healthy, you have pretty much the same starting lineup. Just bring out Desmond Bane and KCP in. I don't think that's completely an upgrade. The bench, Gigi hasn't been good. We talked about that this morning. He just hasn't been good. Scottie Pippen Jr. Like I like him as a floor general. I think he's been really good. But he was on the team last year. Like, I don't know where this team got better. You added Jock Landale. You possibly don't even play him whenever BC and Jaren and Edey all get back. So I don't know if it's that much better. I don't
You're
get it.
adding Happy Jaw, Daniel.
But that
You're adding Happy Jaw.
is he happy? Game 42.
No, I know. Me and you agree on this. We're very skeptical.
Very. I don't know. We'll
we're
see.
very skeptical.
And honestly, Lightning DJ, I love him, by the way. And I think a lot of people, share that sentiment of being a balanced, and having assets to trade. But when do we trade our assets and actually get somebody good? We always just, trade off somebody and maybe a 2-for-1, get somebody back. Maybe it's all about flexibility within the second apron, making sure we're staying under that. That's the only time we make trades, especially in the Zach Kleiman era. Like I'm still waiting for the big trade other than Desmond Bain, where they sent us the Godfathers trade where we had to take it.
Yeah, well, that was what hinges upon whether this Desmond Bain trade was a good trade or a bad trade. If all you get is 3 first-round picks that you take at value, which would be, I don't know, mid-20s, if the Magic are as good as you think they are, it's not great. So I want to turn those into something.
Same.